Started off walking, now I'm jogging and running. Down in the dirt, I turn nothing to something. Try stepping to me, better know how I'm coming. Flying in the car with the V8 humming. I'm about to explode, missile incoming. Must be a star from the tracks, I keep jumping. Stacks and racks and packs, I keep dumping. I keep dumping.
War didn't stop me for chasing my dreams. We always fight so we can stay free. You don't understand what I'm going through. If you respect me, I'll show love to you. Change of story helped the group of boys from our country and group of Australian and Aboriginal boys a lot.
In Jetty, I think the Azeri fellas, they got like bullied and like looked at different.
There has been a lot of fights at school and stuff, and it got to a point where it was very violent for like 2 years and something, until police got involved and everything like that.
I've never heard like their music. When I came here, we found a connection, and then they just like started like rocking it with us, like kicking back with us. Overall, like the ZD kids like really loved it, and like I'm like friends with all of them now. Like they don't walk past me.
After All Under the Sun got involved, they told each other his stories and where they've came from. They did feel bad about what they did.
In the studio, we bout to rap some bars, we bout to do it large, we bout to make a video. We black fellas, yeah, we come from Coffs Harbour, straight from this land, we raised by our mamas.
Well, when I first wrote the song, it was like I wanted to make something powerful about culture, and I kind of wanted to get the story or the word across. So Black and Deadly kind of puts that out there. It just uses words that, you know, kids who are Indigenous grow up on.
Black and deadly every day, but that's not my problem. Making money with the family. Black and deadly, making tracks,
It makes me feel a lot powerful. It makes me feel more open-minded and more like I have a say. The program, it definitely delivers that to you. It makes you have a lot more confidence within yourself. It boosts your self-esteem, and it just makes you feel like you're the only person up on stage, and it shouldn't matter what anyone thinks as long as you're enjoying it. So, yeah.
It's all about the mind from the rhymes that I summon. I rise, kick down the door, and then I come in. There's two sides to the story. Now there's fun and then there's serious. You say you're scared of me, but it's the place that put the fear in us. They say we're devil eyes, but they don't know none of us.
The process was like really like cool in like my eyes. Like we got to go to the studio every week, just to have a platform where like a black fella telling his life stories and experiences, and telling it to community where the community can relate as well. And yeah, I think that's an important connection.
I've learned that we aren't actually so different, and hearing about their past and the things that they've been through also gives us a way to, gives me a way to connect with them, because that's some of the things I have been through with my culture.
The outcomes were like great. Having a great song was cool, film clip great, but I think the magic really happened in the process. Like each time, you know, a different group of students came in, they were all sort of trepidatious, standoffish, and to see them go from that to like almost having to take the mic off them, I think is very empowering, you know, to see that process, and I get out of that probably more than what they get from me.
I've never actually done anything like this before, and like it's a nice way to like get out of your comfort zone and like be around a lot of people, and I'm not used to that.
Drop that shit and give me respect. My people learn that. Validate the check. If you be smart culture, I'm coming for your neck. When it comes to family, that's when I do my best. It
was good, because like growing up, like being around all my family, it's just been about like Aboriginals and that. And like it's good to learn about another culture, and I really enjoyed that.
Kicking back with the lads in all black. Think it that, roughing you up, it's like a horse track. Dusty like a doormat, think you're all that. Spitting words like a wombat, uppercut you in Mortal Kombat. Pulling up in an over.
Some of the kids will come through and like that'll be as far as they go in terms of music, but I found a couple of them, like they really gravitate towards it. Once they realise that there's this talent that I have that's dormant and it's been unlocked, you can actually, it's almost like you can see a switch flipping, you know? Like there have been a large number of the crew that do come to the Saturday sessions as a result of like Change the Story and yeah, going through that initial process.
We gon' make it out, we on the grind. We on the grind. People, we on the rise. We on the rise.
I think it was a success, absolutely. You know, just in terms of bolstering these young people's confidence, highlighting skills that they already had and just giving it a platform to kind of blossom and flourish. I think that was good. But also too, I was really encouraged to see the cross-cultural exchange of like, you know, Indigenous kids and Yazidi kids all now sort of being friends, and whereas before they probably would know of each other in the playground and never talk to them, now they're all kind of, you know, friends that have come through this journey together, and it's just been a great kind of conduit for that to happen.
Here we go.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
This project's important because it gives a message that you can intervene in racism and you can stand up.
My name is Michaela Gilbert and I'm a proud Aboriginal woman from the Raja Nation.
And Michaela, her story's been amazing, and that's been the sort of central narrative of the story, mixed in with all these other scenes that happen. But her story's true. It's based on a true story of people, you know, heckling her from the time she gave her first acknowledgement of country.
Before we perform our play for you today, I'd like to do an acknowledgement of country. Acknowledgements are very special. They honour that Australia has a black history. And a white one.
We had to go there in a way. We had to be quite racist in some of our lines and the language, and we had to be comfortable to do that as actors, but we had to show that the darker side so we could shine the light on racism.
What's that thing on your head?
It's called a hijab. It's part of my religion.
Do you wear it because you're bald?
Yeah, it makes you look stupid and so ugly.
You'll never fit in with that thing on your head.
Hey miss, can I please move seats?
This is important because it shows you that there are ways with dealing with racism that aren't just the victims standing up for themselves. Like, while yes, that is amazing, obviously, the power to be able to stand up for yourself, but in most situations, the people who are the victims are vulnerable, and having the support system around you is an incredible way to fight off those bullies, I guess.
It's a nightmare. Just close your eyes, we heal the pain. Ask your elders to lead the way. Life's hard, you can stay with me like a wave to the sky with family.
It's just been a surreal experience, you know, everyone coming here, and just it's been so good to just perform for people other than our hometown Coffs Harbour.
Is there a problem here?
No, no problem.
I need you to put your bag up here right now and let her go through it.
Okay.
Is this your phone?
Yeah, that's mine.
Hang on. It's not the exact same type of phone. Do your fingerprint then. Alright, what about in that bag?
Those are mine. Yeah, I can see her receipt in there.
Okay, scan her shopping bag.
I was like nervous, but like we did it. It was good. And now we feel good. Awesome.
Just this one, thanks. Here's my bag so you can check them.
No, it's okay, you're alright.
I feel like you unfairly targeted her, and that's racist.
I made this basketball scene, so it was really good to like project what happened to me in real life in play form.
Try harder, run faster, imagine the cops are chasing you.
Excuse me, what did you just say? Why would the cops be chasing her?
Look at her, she's Aboriginal. You're not Aboriginal, mate.
Yeah, I am.
Over the past 6 weeks, we've just become a family, non-stop rehearsals, just putting all our energy and work into it, and I think it's just a really good opportunity.
Theatre is a powerful way for people to first-hand experience real-life situations, which is very different from watching on a film or being told that story. So to actually sort of see scenarios rolling out in front of them, I think it has a greater impact on people. They feel like they've witnessed that in real life, and then that can be unpacked and discussed and sort of used as an education tool. Ultimately, the audiences have been very encouraging about that, to see young people telling their own story and in a polished production, supported production, has a real impact, particularly on other young people, but on a broader community as well.
Often I say that sport is kind of the last bastion where in our society people accept or condone racism. You can't walk down the street yelling racist taunts at people. You can't do it in your workplace. You can't do it at banks or supermarkets. Yet there seems to be this behaviour or this acceptance of behaviour in Australia where you can go to an under-12s football match and yell out racist abuse at an 11-year-old.
This is the beginning of a program that we have been wanting to run as part of our All One Under the Sun project, so addressing racism in sport. I contacted Simon to help us create a training program that we can deliver out in clubs and in the broader community, and this will be delivered by young ambassadors, some of whom are here tonight, also learning the training for the first time.
I have been playing soccer for a very, very long time, and on few occasions I have experienced racism. It's never okay, and racism is something that carries on through life, and that's why I'm doing this program, because I don't want anyone else to have to experience what I experienced.
I think it's very important to talk about racism because it can happen so often, and there are so many different forms that it can happen in, and sometimes you can't tell that it's racism based off which type of, what form it occurs in. So it's important to take action and teach people what racism is and how we can address it.
At the moment in Australian sport, you look on the TV, you see the players playing for elite national teams, you see the coaches, you see the presidents and the CEOs. There's no First Nations communities, there's no multicultural communities. It's crazy. We're in 2023 and that representation isn't there, so it's really important that we start from the grassroots. So what our philosophy is about developing environments free of racism based on anti-racist methodologies, and so that's being preventative, so creating environments that will reduce the likelihood of incidents, so whether that's accessibility, policies, behaviours. These are all strategies that we see as being inclusive, but also will reduce racism in the long run as well.
The presentation is about raising awareness about racism and addressing the issue and being able to give people information of how to deal with it, and that racism is never okay.
There's also a shared experience, particularly with young people from First Nations communities and multicultural communities, about experiencing racism in sport. And so we need the two groups working together to try and make that change.
I want them to understand how important it is to understand culture differences, and also if they understand, they'll be able to tell their kids and educate them as well. And at the end of the day, the goal is for all of us to be able to find a way to work together in harmony, and so we can enjoy playing the sport that we all love.
Hello everyone. Together we are strong.
Now we sing.
We give respect. Clonago, Gambangio Mob, country. They all fought for us. We sing for them. Strong, power, love. That keeps us all connected. Together we are strong, all one under the sun.
Under the sun, we're all the same here. We are all shining stars. The color of my skin does not define me. Let's change our world and make it a better place.
voice of the voices in me, surrounded by the depths of diversity.
We performed at the Jerry Market. It was amazing. It was all about spreading awareness to the community and just being there.
And I'm so happy to be part of the song and the dance and to truly just spread the message and hopefully to make a change.
Listen, together we can stand. You are beautiful, together we are strong. Young blood, young mind, stop racism. It's a nightmare, tracking information. Just close your eyes, we heal the pain. Trust our elders to lead the way. Life's hard, you can stand with me like a wave to the sky with family.
All one under the sun. We are fighting for our right to belong. We are all one under the sun. We are gonna make a change. Together we are strong.
So I think it's just great to see all the different cultures and nationalities all coming together on country and learning about everybody's culture and what they bring to the table as well. Coffs Harbour is a really multicultural community, so to see everybody come together, all one under the sun, is just deadly. Yeah. My family's cultural background is that we're Eritreans and we had lived in Libya. My dad worked there as a civil engineer for 30 years, so that's where my family resided. And we had to move to Australia because the civil war that came about in Libya. So we came here in 2012 as refugees. This language is such a big thing amongst young people that they just use it incorrectly. I feel like I have an experience every week where someone in my class has said a derogatory slur or making just comments where they know nothing about. There's some comments like, oh, you're really articulate, your English is really good. As if saying, now my English wouldn't be good because I'm a refugee. There's so many of these just comments that have racist undertones behind them. It's uncanny the amount of times I've had the N-word thrown at me.
I am from Iraq, Shingan. My religion is Yazidi. Multiple times I was told to go back to my country by a student in year 10 while I was at year 9. And the other time I was harassed in classroom by other students because of the way I said things or the pronunciation of words that I couldn't say in English. Honestly, I feel like racism generally makes you feel unwelcomed, and that especially from the background where I came and how there's lots of war, it's like I escaped there and yet there still doesn't feel safe. Because yes, it might be verbally, but you're also always worried that what if it gets physically and people start hurting you.
Dear reader, I know your face and name, but for the purpose of this poem, will leave you unclaimed.
Do you remember how those words of ignorance you spoke were the sharp blades that shaped my identity?
How you spoke of where I came from and where I belong, how I should leave a land even you don't own.
Do you remember how you saw my skin color before you saw me, leaving my soul with no dignity? The words you speak are the poison that deteriorates our hearts bit by bit.
But I'm more than my skin color or where I came from. I'm a soul with a home full of love,
just like yours.
My name is Hadia and I'm 18 years old. I've got 3 siblings. I'm the oldest and I've got a single mum, and I've been here for 6 years now. I've got my citizenship recently. We came to Australia because on the 3rd of August 2014, ISIS attacked our country. A lot of people did run into the mountains, but it was too late by the time they got to us for us to run away. They separated like our dads and women and children from each other. And since then, we don't know anything about them or nothing at all. It's been 9 years now that I haven't seen him, and we're still praying that he'll be back one day, but we don't know anything about him. Before the war, we were just living. It was our country. Everyone was in their homes. My dad had a barber shop and he was working nearly every day. His Wednesdays were off, and that's when he would usually take me to the shops and stuff, and we were like, because I was like spoiled, I was very spoiled, and he would buy me like a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad, like seeing people with their dads and stuff, like after the war and everything, especially after the war, when you see families with their dads and stuff, it's like pretty emotional how they haven't lost their dad. And I always say like they should be very grateful for like people that they have around them. All the women's and children's were together for like a couple months in like jails and stuff, like under the ground. Horrible conditions, hardly you could breathe. The toilets and stuff were broken and everything, and there were so many children's and women's and stuff. They took us all to a hall, like a big hall, and then there was about 2,000 ISIS men just sitting around, and every woman and their children had to walk around the thing, and basically all ISIS men were like purchasing the women and their children, basically buying them. They did take my brothers away from us for like a few months. My 12-year-old brother was pretty young, and when they trained him, they made him love it, so he got used to like violence things. When we came back, he had it in his head, and he wanted to do what he was doing when he was training and stuff. When we were in refugee camps, like he was like, I want to go back to ISIS. He made that comment like a few times, and my mum and stuff will like get very mad. And now he's actually grown up and he knows what they did to us and why our dad is not with us, and now he understands it. So I think a man bought me, my mum, and my 2 brothers, because my sister wasn't born yet. He bought us for like $50 from someone. He was not the best person we were with. He was like very angry and stuff most times, and the other lady that was with us, her children were like, they were like scared and stuff and all that. He took me and the other woman's daughter, the 13 years old, to like a different room, and she was like pretty scared and stuff because I think we knew what was gonna happen, but he did do like sexual things with her. She was only 13. I was pretty thankful that nothing happened to me, but he did give me warnings that if I tell mum anything, or if I make any sounds, or if I'm annoying in the house, he'll do the same thing to me. It was pretty horrible, to be honest, because I've never seen anything like that, and I was pretty young as well at that time. I was about 11, 12. I've still got a mark here on my forehead, and I've got a burned mark on my arm that I still have marks from him, because he did some stuff like to me as well that I'll never forget, but never told my mum about it, just kept it to myself, because if I did, then you never know what could have happened. To be honest, I'll never forget anything that what has happened to me and my mum and our family. when I got to like year 8 or year 9, that's when I experienced a lot of hate and just like racism and bullying and all that against me, and not just me but like people from our country and just refugee people. Well, the biggest comment that they make is definitely go back to your country, and I feel like if we could go back to our country, we definitely would. People that have said that to me, I haven't given them a response. I haven't told them my story. They don't know my story. They just said that to me and I'm just standing there shocked, and I get out of words. Like, no words can come out of my mouth. What people don't get is we're here because we just want to be safe and we just don't want violence, or like, but most times you don't, like, you're not feel welcomed here.
Hey, could I please have the ball back? No, go back to your own country.
People that have said that to me, I haven't given them a response. They don't know my story. No words can come out of my mouth. It wasn't a one-day war. It went on for 4 weeks. There's horrible conditions. Hardly you could breathe. I'll never forget anything that happened to me and my mom and our family.
Hey girl, come on, get the ball.
I can't go back to my own country, and I wish you could understand what we went through. When the idea came in my head, I was like, yes, this is finally gonna tell my story and like say where I've came from, so people can actually understand and know what has happened to me. And when they say that, like, why? Like, how does it make you feel when you say that to someone?
عمل مالا خود بون داعش حتى ما نزاني تشوب كن ما باز أستراليا حنك يخم هتكرن هرنا مالا خوزي مع قريبة بس هم نكارن.
I wish you well, remember you're under the same moon as I, the same moon as I. Remember you're under the same moon as I. Here we go.
This one's important because it's bringing all the communities together in one project. I think a lot of the time we're doing it all individually, and that's where All One Under the Sun is different and so much better, because it's bringing all our communities together.
It feels like home to me. Seeing other people from my personal religious and other religious that I have things in common with definitely makes me feel like I'm more connected to the community. I have more people to talk to. Even after the festival, I can go talk to them and connect with them.
And this is a great opportunity because it allows us to connect with a really big audience and understand why racism is an issue in our community and what we as an entire community can do to prevent it, to change it, and to make our community a better place for people from culturally diverse backgrounds to live.
It's an honour, to be honest, to be such a valued member of this incredibly talented bunch of people. It's just great.
It sets a platform for breaking down racism and misunderstandings that we may have about each other's cultures.
From a kid coming from
a different culture background, I think it like means a lot to share it and like share the experience with everyone.
You know, racism is something that doesn't discriminate. It's going right across all communities, and for us to be able to come here in a really safe environment for people to be able to share their culture and it be celebrated by not just their culture but everyone's culture is a really special thing, and it's so special to see everybody here today.
I wish you well, remember you're under the same moon as I, the same